You don't want to learn grammar rules. You want to become a better person. That's the real reason why you are traveling. Today I want to talk to you something that I could learn thanks that I could speak Portuguese in Brazil. So traveling around Brazil didn't change my life, but speaking Portuguese did. And this is something that I really want to focus. It's not the place, but what do you do in this place, right? But first, bienvenida y bienvenido. Welcome to Spanish for VanLife, the first and the only podcast, as far as I know, designed to help you stop studying and finally start speaking Spanish for your van life adventure across Spain, Latin America, or Guinea Ecuatorial. I am Chris, la profesora de español para van livers. You probably think that what you really need is more grammar and more vocabulary because you want to have conversations with people when you are traveling with locals. And so you need more grammar rules and another app and these kind of things. But that's not what you are looking for. What you are looking for is to have deep conversations that change your mind, change the way that you see the world, change that helps you to become a better people, like a better person. And yeah, this is the thing. What people don't say about that, what on YouTube, on internet, they focus so much on grammar, um, but they don't say a really important thing, which is people don't fucking care about what you say wrong. I know that this is like what? How is that even possible? Yeah, if you think about it, you don't care when someone is saying something wrong with a broken English. What you want to do is to help him. So the real thing is that you want to hear their stories when you are traveling in your van. And believe it or not, they want to hear yours too. And they don't care if you say ser instead of estar. So today I want to tell you a story. Just because I know that if you are listening to this podcast, is because you are a van lifer or you really, really love the van lifestyle. Maybe one day you would like to travel in your van and have amazing adventures in Latin America or in Spain or in Guinea Ecuatorial. So I know that we love stories about things that change our mind or make us realize that they are, like a paradigm change of seeing the world. And this is what happened to me when I had a conversation with a lovely guy in Brazil, and this was thanks to that I could speak a good Portuguese. I don't like to say Portuguese, just parenthesis. I don't like to say Portuguese because if you realize also like the languages, when the language doesn't match with the country, is because it was an invasion. It was invaded or it was an invasion. So mm, I think I'm going to say Brazilian, even if people in Brazil or what I realized or what I saw is like that they really say Portuguese. But when I was speaking with this guy, uh, there was something that changed my mind about how I see violence in public spaces. And this is not something about violence in Brazil, not at all. And this is like the big, big, big change. A quick reminder before I tell you this story. The wait list for Arranca tu Español is now open. Join in now because it's a completely free thing, like join the wait list. And the worst thing that could happen to you is like after, if you want to buy the course, it's going to be with a lower price. So nothing to lose, a lot of to win or gain. So um, back to Brazil. This guy that I was speaking to, we were having a very nice conversation, very chill, and I don't know, I can't remember why we start to talk about pichação. What is that? Pichação. He said to me, yeah, it's kind of graffitis that they has this style. He was a tattooist artist. Um, he maybe I was asking him like how did he started to tattoo or something. And yeah, he was explaining to me, do you know these kind of graffitis that they are in Sao Paulo? Um, in Brazil, of course. And I was like, yeah, these kind of lines. That's what I saw and what I said. Because for me, were lines, but I didn't know that there is so much culture inside that. Uh, that's why you are traveling because you want to discover the culture, right? And then I discovered like a word behind that. I thought that, this kind of graffitis, lines, names, style, fonts of writing, that I thought that they were very made from kids, or teenagers. Like, when you are, I also did that when I was a teenager, that you want to write your name on the walls and that. I thought it was like a kid thing. However, what he explained to me that this it's a massive aggression to the public system. Let's make this in small pieces because this is amazing and it's going to blow your mind. Said like usually, no, it's like he said, we want to be violent with the government. Because if you realize, they say that we are agredir, we are doing an aggression to the public space, but it is not an aggression when they put Coca-Cola in a big, big, big building, occupying a lot of public and visual space. So what we do is that we put this pisha sound, which are these not lines, these kind of uh, writing graffitis, um, to say that we are against that we are against capitalism. Why it's under the law that they can put Coca-Cola in big and occupying this so much space and this cost money, and it's not, and I can't write my name there, or I mean, what I understood is like they are not doing it because of ego, like, oh, I want to write my name. Maybe probably some of the guys did, and they are doing it, but the real thing is all the culture of what I understood of this kind of aggression, right? And for me was a change. I changed my mind that moment, and then I started to see how much capitalism aggression there is on the street, and we normalize it so much. We didn't think about that it's allowed, but graffiti's art of graffiti sometimes is penalized by the police, by the law, and some artists are put in on jail or they have to pay a fine, and because they are doing art. However, they can put, like a big Coca-Cola publish advertisement, and it is okay. And I have what he was saying to me is like, I have to see that, but I can't create something beautiful in a building because that's an aggression. So we want to make an aggression to that advertisement. And I was like, this blow my mind. I don't know, you guys. Probably I also because I am not explaining in my language, and this is not part of my culture. I can't explain you with all the passion that he put in this conversation, but for me it was like, oh my gosh, I haven't think about that in my life. So, um, what I wanted to explain, or why I wanted to explain this story is like when we are traveling, we are looking for these kind of conversations that happens time to time, not very often, but when they happened, it's like, wow, I had, oh, the other day, a friend of mine, Mario, he texted me and he said, I just had a conversation, and this kind of conversation that you just can have with some people that blow your mind. And we were talking about anthropology. He is right now in Madagascar. And he was saying, like, oh, I was speaking with a white French anthropologist, and I was, so they were debating. And the point is like, these kind of conversations are the real reason why we travel, because we are hunger of knowledge. That's why we want to be with our homes in the world, right? I love traveling by bike. I love traveling like bikepacking. I love it, but I am much comfortable when I was with my van, which is right now in Brazil. Next week, next year, we are coming back to Brazil, and yeah, that's why we want to travel, and that's the real reason why I help my students to learn Spanish, because I want them to experience not the same things, but the same feeling. Because I mean, every experience is different, but that feeling of, my gosh, I just learned something that changed my mind forever. And now I realize that now I am a better person. Now I see this situation, I am less racist. For example, the other day, my boyfriend Sergi said to me, wow, right now, I am seeing here, we are in Spain right now, and I am seeing just white Brazilians. I, because we are in a very tourist place right now, El Cabañal. It's a neighborhood from Valencia, and I say, like, did you real like before? Did you realize that the most people, like people from Brazil that we met, are most of them white? This it's crazy because the population in Brazil, it's like there are a lot of black people. So how is that possible? Because of racism. It is in the system. It's still in the system. We can't say that, no, I am not racist. I mean, when you see a system, I don't, because I love these kind of things that change my mind thanks traveling. So anyway, guys, this is why we are traveling, right? Because we want to change, because we want to become better people, because we want to put this kind of glasses. I don't know if you say this expression, I guess so, that when you put the purple glasses, like the feminism glasses, when you put these glasses, when you become feminist, you can see more than, like, you are seeing all the patriarchy all the time. Today I was talking with my mother-in-law, and I was, yeah, I said to her, like, you were taking care of your mother-in-law and you didn't love her. You didn't even like her. And you had to take care of her because you were a woman. And she was like, no, it wasn't because of that. I was like, I mean, this is patriarchy. They're like, bueno, these kind of things. So that is why we are traveling. And this is why I want you to learn Spanish, because I want you to understand this thing, but not to understand, but live them like inside, because it's not the same if I tell you this story in English, which is your language, but not mine, that if I explain the same story or something about my culture, about how we see I don't know, like how is the monarchy? See how we Spanish see the monarchy. Like it's a big topic. Comment below if you want that I explain what I think about the monarchy in Spain. Um, but if it's like it's not the same. If I explain it in Spanish, I will explain it with a lot of passion. If I explain in another language, you will receive some information, of course, but not all the passion. That's why when you learn a language, you go into the culture, into the person. You understand another way of seeing the soul. You become another person. You even become another personality, like another person. That's amazing. That feeling, it's amazing. And this, it's my mission with you guys. So forget about the dumb grammar for a second, at least. And start talking, because people don't care if you make mistakes. Really. What they care about, it's about what you are curious, like that you want to ask for the way of living. They also want to ask you, how do you live in your country? Why are you in his or her country? So language is what is providing this experience. And is exactly why I created Arranca tu Español. And right now, the white list is open, ¿vale? Because languages have been taught in a complete wrong way for years. And I want that you enjoy them from the day one, that you start to speak with people, with local people when you are traveling in your van. That's the main goal, that you can have deep conversations from the very beginning. Of course, it's not going to be at the first day, of course, but from the very, very beginning, you can have a really deep conversation in Spanish with very basic vocabulary and very basic grammar. You don't need a lot to express your opinion or even to understand the other person, right? And this is why I want to teach you uh, this other way of seeing the language learning process. So remember, Spanish isn't a wall, it's a bridge. There are people out there who would love to talk to you. People whose stories might completely change the way that you see the world. And maybe your story will change theirs too. Because how many times you said something that changed, or that someone said something to you that changed your life? Maybe one question that you needed in the right time. Mm, there are people outside that need your question, but maybe they just speak Spanish. So go out there and speak Spanish. Vale, this is not about you, about your mistakes, about your how is your pronunciation. It's about their. It's about their history, their story. To ask them how they live, to ask them what are their beliefs, and that also all the information that you can provide to them. It's not about you. So forget about making mistakes and be afraid and that, and start speaking Spanish with people. They don't care if you make mistakes. Both of you want to have this conversation, this deep conversation that from both parts will change the way that you see the life. So Eh, eso, que you have the wait list. And ya está, un besito muy grande y nos vemos en clase. Hasta luego.